Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we got NFL predictions week 13. This is going to be an interesting week because we got Thanksgiving and we got Black Friday and then we got your regular season schedule Sundays and your Monday night football game. Overall, these games are going to be fun. They're going to be fun to predict. Let's hop right into this video. I'm excited to predict these games. Starting off with the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. This is what I'm talking about. This is a good not a Thursday night game, Thursday afternoon game. This guy played in Detroit. This is your Thanksgiving game number one. Last week the Lions, their defense, they struggled against the Giants. I don't know what the hell happened about that, but they did. The Packers, they also kind of had they didn't struggle. They absolutely dominated the Vikings and J.J. McCarthy. Overall, both teams coming off from a win. Usually the Lions do lose in Thanksgiving, but probably because now the curse is over because they won last year. I could give it to the Lions, and I feel like I am going to go with the Lions. The Packers could always also beat the Lions, but I think also Packers beat the Lions in the beginning of the season. I feel like the Lions are not going to let the Packers sweep them. I don't see that happening. If the Lions did win week one, then yeah, it would have been a different story. But I think this game, I think the Detroit Lions are going to beat the Green Bay Packers. Now we have to go all the way up where we got the Dallas Cowboys versus the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs, they beat the Colts in overtime. It's kind of like a playoff game. This was basically if the Chiefs' season was over or not. It's not over yet, though. 6-5, and they're going to continue that winning streak. They're going to probably continue trying to make that playoff run. But the Dallas Cowboys, the Cowboys are usually a good team. They play good at home. They played pretty good on Thanksgiving, and overall, the Cowboys are a decent team. They also beat the Eagles last week. Coming back from a 21-0 deficit. So these teams are going to be very good to watch. Now usually Patrick Mahomes does go off in those stadiums, so that's a cool stat to find out because I was struggling who to pick here because obviously, yeah, Chiefs are the better team, but Cowboys have been very good. But at the same time, the Chiefs they've been better overall. And plus, again, Mahomes has a pretty good record. They're 14-1 in those stadiums. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs continuing that trend. Plus, the Chiefs are probably more confident of getting to the playoffs. And they want the playoffs a little bit more than the Cowboys does. The Cowboys want to get in the playoffs, but I do have the Kansas City Chiefs beating the Dallas Cowboys. Now we got the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Baltimore Ravens. The Bengals they almost beat the Patriots last week. And they should have beat the Patriots, but they didn't. Joe Burrow's officially back, and Ja'Marr Chase is going to be back from his suspension. T. Higgins is going to be out there due to concussion protocol. Now we got the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens, they beat the New York Jets in just typical Ravens fashion, just dominating them. Lamar Jackson looked decent in that game. Derrick Henry had himself a very good game. So overall, this is going to be a good game to watch. Both does struggle defensively and good offense. So, I mean, we could see a shootout. Now, who I'm going to go here? I am going to go with the Baltimore Ravens to beat the Bengals. I feel like Joe Burrow's back, but that's just not going to change the result of Bengals games. Maybe it'll just make it more entertaining. The offense will be way better, and offenses now have to actually try to beat the Bengals. But now, because anyone else couldn't, Joe Flacco didn't look back bad. But Joe Burrow, he's back. He's gonna probably beat the Baltimore. Well, he's gonna lose to the Baltimore Ravens, and the Ravens are just gonna beat the Bengals. Now we got our Black Friday game. We got the Chicago Bears facing on the Philadelphia Eagles, and yeah, this is another good game. This is the Bears' biggest test of the year, showing that if they can beat the Eagles, they're legit. They're a legit team in the NFL. If not, they're just a fraudulent team that's just getting a bunch of the wins the from each of the easy teams. Again, the Bills did beat a pretty easy team last week. And then we got the Eagles. They choked a 21-point lead against the Cowboys. They're a little pissed about that. This is getting played in Philly. I don't know. This might be a boring defensive battle because I could see that because it's Philly. The offense is kind of dog shit. But overall, I am gonna take the Philadelphia Eagles to beat the Chicago Bears because I feel like the Eagles are very pissed off. The Bears are a little too cocky. The Bears cannot beat good teams. Well, we don't know, but all the good teams they faced, the Ravens, the Lions, and that's basically it. All good teams, they lost to them. Now it's the Eagles. Let's see if they go 0-3 or 1-2. Now we go all the way back up top where we get into our AFC games. We got the Tennessee Titans versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, and this is probably an easy pick. One of the easier picks of the week, the Jacksonville Jaguars. But at the same time, I could. This is the first time I think about this, but I could see the Tennessee Titans pulling off an upset. The Titans looked amazing last week. Looked decent last week. I know those all garbage time scores, but I feel like if they continue that confidence, I feel like they're gonna push and get the win. But I'm gonna go ticket safe. The Titans have a shitty run offense. Well, yeah, they have a shitty run offense. And the Jacksonville Jaguars do have one of the best run defenses. So it's gonna be impossible to run the ball. To throw the ball, it's gonna be with Cam Wilds. And his receiver's an ass. So they can't do anything about it. So I feel like Jacksonville's just gonna get the win. They're gonna continue on the winning streak. Now we got the Indianapolis Colts versus the Houston Texans. So it doesn't matter which quarterback plays for the Texans, Davis Mills or C.J. Stroud. The Texans team's gonna look good. The Colts, they lost to the Chiefs. Now we have a problem with this. We're kind of worried about the Colts because they might go on the losing schedule. They could go 8-9. Okay, their next games for the remainder of the year, they're pretty much impossible, and this has to show. Now, this is one of the easier games in the schedule of the Texans, but the Texans are a very good team, very good defensively. Now, this is getting played in Indianapolis. I feel like the Texans are going to lose this game. I'm going to take the Colts. I think the Colts want to get revenge, so I feel like I'm going to take the Colts. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Houston Texans does take this win. Because the Texans, their defense been dominating. Their offense has been alright. But I feel like the Colts offense can figure it out. But we gotta find out if they're going to stop Jonathan Taylor too. Because it's all about Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor gets stopped with this defense. Most likely, then the Texans must win. But again, I feel like this is getting played out in Indianapolis. The Colts are probably pissed about last week. They do want to get the win. So they're going to beat the Texans. Now we got the Chargers and Raiders. I'm just gonna pick the Chargers without even thinking. The Raiders are the worst team in football, and the Chargers are a decent team, but I'm taking the Chargers all day to beat the Raiders. Now we got the Buffalo Bills versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Alright, this is gonna be a difficult game to predict. The Bills, this team's ass. This team's actually like ass, and you think Brandon Cooks can do anything? Yeah, no, that ain't happening. This game is going to be difficult to predict. Aaron Rodgers is still out. I feel like if Aaron Rodgers plays, I'm comfortable to pick the Steelers. The Bills struggle on the road a lot, and they usually don't do well. They don't do well on the road compared to the Steelers. But the Steelers, they have Mason Rudolph playing. And compared to the Buffalo Bills, I feel like the Buffalo Bills can take down Mason Rudolph. I don't know who to go here again because the Bills are ass. The Steelers, they're pretty much ass with Mason Rudolph. But you know what? At this point, I think I'm just going to go say fuck it and just go with the Steelers to beat the Buffalo Bills. I just want to say that too. The Buffalo Bills, well, the Steelers too, they're going to try and get that winning record. I think they want to continue that. So I feel like Tomlin's going to push his team get the win. So yeah, they're going to beat the Buffalo Bills because the Buffalo Bills are ass. Now we got the Miami Dolphins versus the New Orleans Saints, and this is not even going to be difficult to discuss. The Miami Dolphins or 100% being the Saints. We're trying to make our push to a playoff run. So I mean, it's no doubt. Saints are tanking, so this is probably the easiest pick of the week. Maybe Jags and Titans. Maybe there's another game I can't think of the top of my head, but we'll probably get to. But the Miami Dolphins, easy win. I don't even have to think twice. Now we got the Jets and Falcons, and I was going back and forth between them because I was thinking about picking the Jets. The Jets, Tyrod Taylor looks better. This is game played in New York, but at the same time, the Falcons they dominated the Saints. Kirk Cousins looked pretty good. Bijan Robinson looks pretty good, and it was against the Saints team, who is, I know, dog shit, but who else is dog shit? The Jets. The Jets are way worse than the Saints. So I feel like if the Falcons continue that trend, I'm gonna have to continue doing that trend too. So the Falcons, they'll probably go beat the Jets. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Falcons does beat the Jets beat the Falcons. But honestly, I think I'm gonna take the Falcons. I think Kirk Cousins, just that one game against Miami was just unsuspected. So I mean, that's why I'm kind of shit, and the Dolphins are like a very good team. So I mean, I think, the Falcons, they're going to beat the Jets. Now we got the 49ers and Browns, and this is another easy pick. The 49ers are going to beat the Browns. Now, Myles Garrett's probably going to go off. Jadon Sanders might have himself another good game. This is going to be a very good game to watch, too, but I feel like the 49ers are just going to probably just dominate, and I know they did look good against the Panthers last week. And that's my biggest concern about the offense. Like, hold up on the Browns defense. I'm not sure, but knowing that, I think we'll be okay, and we're gonna have the 49ers to beat the Cleveland Browns. But the Browns, they have a good future, but now they have to start rebuilding. And the Browns, they're gonna lose to the 49ers. Now we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Arizona Cardinals. Now this solely depends on Baker Mayfield. If Baker Mayfield plays, I'm taking the Buccaneers all day. But if Baker Mayfield's not playing, I'm taking the Cardinals to beat the Buccaneers. Our only problem is that we don't know Baker Mayfield's status. He has an shoulder injury, but it's on his non-throwing hand, like shoulder, so that's a good thing. Other than that, I feel like Baker might not play, but okay, what if he plays though? What if he plays? I'm taking the Bucks if they have Baker play. But again, if not, I'm taking the Arizona Cardinals to beat the Bucks. But again, let's say Baker plays, I'm taking the Bucks. Now we got the Carolina Panthers versus the Los Angeles Rams, and this is an easy pick. I'm picking the Los Angeles Rams to beat the Panthers. The Panthers, they're a good team, but I mean, they'll kind of fall during no mid. I feel like I was thinking about taking the Panthers, but I was like, no. Whenever the Panthers have that chance to take the division, they're not going to take the division. So the Rams, they're just gonna beat the living shit out of the Panthers. They're just gonna dog walk them. And then we got the Vikings and Seahawks, and this is another easy pick. I'm picking the Seahawks. The Vikings, J.J. McCarthy's injured. Carson Wentz is injured. So that means we have a third-string quarterback playing. His name is Max Boswell. Max something. I don't know, but I feel like Max ain't doing shit against the Seahawks. I feel like he might be better than J.J. McCarthy, though, so I don't know. Maybe he might look decent. He might look half decent because he's under Kevin O'Connell, but I still think the Seahawks are just going to dog walk the Vikings. This is probably another easy pick because, JJ's out, so we have a third string playing, and last time I checked, I don't think the third strings are that good. Now we got the Denver Broncos versus the Washington Commanders, and this is another easy pick. Both of these teams coming off the bye week, but I'm taking the Broncos to beat the Washington Commanders. Jaden Daniels still out. The Broncos been pretty much dominating all year. And they're going to continue getting that like win from easy goal teams. The defense is just going to suffocate Marcus Mariota and the Commandos. This is going to be a boring Sunday night game. I know, right? Wow. If Jaden Daniels is playing, this would have been an entertaining Sunday night game. This is going to be a boring ass Sunday night game. I know we have an entertaining Thanksgiving and Black Friday game. We got two dog shit Sunday night and Monday night games. Because the Monday night game is the Patriots and the Giants. Now I feel like Jameis Winston is gonna play, and no offense to Jackson Dart, but Jameis Winston's a little bit more entertaining than Jackson Dart, so this might be slightly better as a Monday night game. And honestly, I don't know, man. I feel like there could be an upset with Jameis Winston on the settle. I feel like Jackson Dart is playing this week. Yeah, Jackson Dart's playing this week. I'm pretty sure. I don't know, but I'm like 40% sure that Jackson Dart's probably playing. So I think I'm gonna take the Patriots, though. They're gonna continue winning with that stupid cupcake schedule. Yeah, Patriots are probably gonna continue winning with a cupcake schedule. It's the Patriots. They suck, but I mean, they're gonna continue. They're gonna be 11-2. They're probably gonna win that fucking division, and the Dolphins probably don't even have a chance to win the division. But yeah, I feel like the Giants, they don't have anything to play for. They might as well tank and get a decent draft pick. So anyways, looking at these NFL picks, these are my NFL picks. Now, this game can solely depend on the Buccaneers and Cardinals game. So, it depends on Baker Mayfield's status. If he plays, Bucs are going to win. I'm going to say if he plays. But if it doesn't play, Cardinals are going to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Because obviously, I'm taking Jacoby Brissett over Teddy Bridgewater. Other than that, yeah, these are all the NFL picks, so hopefully you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow, I'll see you in another video. Tomorrow's gonna be a big day with a bunch of NFL football games, so get ready for that, guys. Enjoy your Thanksgiving, and I'll see you guys in another video. Goodbye.